Here's Preview, very important for experimenting in PixInsight, and we'll cover this later. Equally important are the powers of selection that masks afford, and again we'll skip this menu for now. Process is, you guessed it, all processes here and grouped by category here. Here's where you can save and load process icons, which I told you we love. This entire menu, as well as the script menu, are available via the Process Explorer, which we'll return to. Next is Workspace. Recall that you can enter or drag items directly to an alternate one. But here's where to create additional spaces, delete them, rename them, and quickly move desired items between them. We'll let you play with the window menu yourself, but there's nothing critical here to worry about. Lastly, as we saw, Resources offers convenient links to PixInsight forums and tutorials. There are 4 Explorer windows: Process, Format, View, and History. But let's add the Process Console. The console is hard to ignore. Initially, I found it annoying as you can't really close it, but you can relocate and resize it. Like a DOS prompt, it details everything in text, and you'll come to rely on it to report an operation's progress. View provides a quick select for open images across all workspaces. As you have a View Selector toolbar for that, I keep the Explorer window closed. Format is where you set up your preferences for each file type. I chose to open FITS with the upper left corner setting and to save JPEGs at highest quality. Your settings may vary. For DSLR RAW, this Canon CR2 file opened fine with default settings. Once format settings are complete, I'd close this window as well. Next is History, and it's akin to, but even more powerful than Photoshop's. While both let you back up to any prior state, PixInsight preserves your steps when you save work as a project. When a project is reopened, the history states from prior sessions are recallable. Like its menu, the Process Explorer contains all processes and groupings by theme. Here too are all items of the script menu, grouped into categories. Scripts are handy routines generally submitted by third parties. Here's the default list of favorite processes, and you can remove them or add others by right-clicking in the main list. Processes open with a double click. You can choose a Windows display properties, with the Process Explorer having the most variables. You can close windows, stick them so they stay open, expand or contract them, and change their locations. You can also float them. This lets you place them anywhere, even drag them over to a second monitor. Help is accessed by clicking here and can be contracted when you're finished reading. Be advised that while reference documentation is still sketchy, each process contains a wealth of information in these mouse-over boxes. Recall from PI1 that toolbars are chosen via View or with a right click. You'll find your own way, but as a minimalist, I prefer a tidy work environment, and all toolbar functions are accessible elsewhere. Here's my current selection. I like fast access to the undo, redo, and rescale buttons, previews, and masks. And you'll like this selector on the display bar. Here are views of individual channels, including red, green, blue, and lightness. Recall too that you can drag bars wherever you want. It takes time for navigating in PixInsight to become second nature, but we think you'll find it intuitive. We'll see its features demonstrated repeatedly throughout the series, but let's cover the basics of how things work. We'll open an image. We can do that here with Ctrl-O or by double-clicking on the desktop. Should it have a funny gray appearance, simply rescale. There. For an easy way to duplicate an image, drag the ID tag here. Now drag it to this bar. You've just created your first preview. Why is the image black? No doubt you're used to the automatic screen stretches of MaximDL, AstroArt, and others. Not here. Screen stretches are done with the screen transfer function, a sophisticated and important tool which enables us to get a good visualization of a linear image. With an ability to see well, we can perform many processes while an image is still in a linear state. And that's the best time to apply tools such as deconvolution, gradient repair, and noise reduction, rather than waiting until we've performed nonlinear stretches. Contrary to the "if it ain't broke, don't fix it" theory, PixInsight lets you fix it before it's broke. Opening the STF, we are now looking at our first process. It's our window to the Pixie Cosmos. Clicking Auto Stretch, we can now see where we're going. Next up, more on the STF and how process interfaces work.